Hey there, have you thought about going cordless with your random orbital sander? I have, but I wasn't sure about the investment, so let's check this one out in the box and see if it's worth it. This is an Aiment 20-volt cordless orbital sander. Let's open the box, see what we got in here. Sanding paper, a manual, our sander, dust bag, 2 batteries, and a charger. Okay, let's put this thing together. So far, I mean, it holds nice. I did put a 220 pad on here. Our bag just goes on like this, nice and easy. Spring bag, battery in like this. On the side here, it says this is a 21 volt, 4 amp hour Aiment sander, 8,000 to 1,200 revolutions per minute. It is variable speed. The battery says 4,000 milliamp hour, but it says 48 volts, so I'm not sure what's quite going on there. But I've always wanted to try out a battery sander, so they did contact me, asked me if I would like to review it, but this is an honest review. So it came in nice packaging from Amazon, so let's give it an honest review. I've never gone into cordless sanders because I sand for so long. Figured power was better, plus the expense of it, and so forth. So let's give this a try. This tabletop needs its next 220. We've gone ahead and put our sand lines on. Let's give it a whirl. So it turns on and off with the switch here. So turn it on, but it doesn't come on. And at first, I was like, what is going on here? But it's got a 1, 2, 3 here. You push on the side. When you turn it off, next time you turn it on, it's there. So okay, initial impressions of the Aiment as I've now sanded a couple coats. As you know, I started with a 120 of one sandpaper that was used, and then I switched, to be fair, to a new paper I'm using, the Cubitron, I believe by 3M, and that's what's on here right now in the second sanding coat I did. So I did a 120 and a 150, and a 180. Yeah, so I've done 3. And I did the other side of this table with my Bauer. So let's grab the Bauer cordless. So I did the other side with the Bauer. So first impressions. Now the bag was okay and started off sanding was okay. Where did I put the bag? Right there. And it was catching a good amount of dust, but it still was leaving some dust on the table. Now I will say my Bauer does the exact same thing. I mean, I used this Bauer to do a couple sanding coats, passes, and I had dust everywhere. And I could see it starting to gather up from using this also. So I went and made this adapter out of some plumbing stuff to fit this. When I got this, I thought, oh, it'll fit. It doesn't fit. So in that regards, I ended up finding one of my shop vac end pieces that goes on the end of a hose to plug it into the actual shop vac. And I took out the bandsaw and I cut it down, so I basically made my own adapter that fits this perfectly now. In one regard, it works better with dust collection, with a shop vac collecting the dust off of it. Both sanders did, my corded and my non. I have to go back and try my rigid. Unfortunately, this came at a great time for me. My rigid is off getting fixed on the LSA, so I was actually using my backup sander, and this compares very well to this Bauer, I would say. My rigid, I think with the air guard, does a little bit better job of getting the dust up and off, but I'd have to try it again just to make sure. So I've used it so much with it plugged into the shop vac that's my norm. I'm used to it. So, which is why I always thought cordless sander was fine, cord, shop vac, but they do get entangled. So this was easier, all day easier. Where this really came in handy would be if I was just going to do a quick sanding, a small project, maybe even if my wife was doing a box or something that needed some sanding and needed a power sander, this would be good for her to just grab and go and do. Got it on. Okay. One of the areas this would really shine for me personally is I have this soft pad put on there, is doing these corners. That's why I got these pads. If I could just grab this sander, do this quick, it did them in no time. It was faster and simpler than the corded one with the hose. Because I got the hose was getting in the way, I'd go one way or the other. This I just got here, zip, 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 done. Definitely a win on this one. So I will very much enjoy having this in the shop with that pad to do that type of stuff. Small projects, quick projects, I think I would just grab this, put paper on. Balance-wise, it's great. I mean, the battery it's not like it's trying to go backwards or anything like that. It does very well. It seems to sand, well, it's every as good as this Bauer, just in a battery platform. So it's called the Aiment. I'm going to use it for a little more this week. I have the legs of this table, some other things, and a bench to do. I want to get more of an accurate run time on this. So I'll probably come back and give a final impression on this after I've used it just a little bit more. But I wanted to give you my out-of-the-box impression of it. Like I said, it feels good the way I sand. It feels good in the hand. Turns on and off nice and easy up here. In fact, I kind of like that you turn it on, get ready, and then push the button. I don't know what the 3 levels are exactly. I know it's 8,000 to 12,000, so I'm guessing 8, 10, 12. So in any case, it worked good. It didn't take any longer to sand a pass on here than my corded ones. So the power is there. Came with 2 batteries. I'd be interested to see how long the one lasts. With the hose on it, it is still easier than the corded one. So I'm going to give definitely the edge to the Aiment over the Bauer. However, the Bauer I picked up for 20 bucks. The Aiment is a little bit more expensive on Amazon. That's where we're at so far. Let me use it a little more and I'll come back and touch base and see what I think overall after a little bit longer use. So I have used the Aiment sander quite a bit more. And what I have found is I get about a 45-minute runtime on a battery, which really isn't bad. Between both batteries, that would be an hour and a half of sanding. Plus, you could charge a battery. What I haven't taken is what is the charge time on a battery. I think if I had to be sanding for more than an hour and a half, it'd be time to plug in one of the plug-in ones. So, as you can see, my rigid did come back from LSA, so I have not tested that on the desk guard because I don't think that's relevant to the Aiment's review. You saw in the video, it does produce a little bit of dust up into the air. I would recommend a mask even with the dust bag. It is a little bit better than the Harbor Freight. Like I said, I'm going to keep this guy around, I believe. I did very much enjoy the cordless aspect of it. I think it's a good sander. I think it's a good deal. So I'm going to put a link in the description. If you're interested, go out and check it out. It is an inexpensive package with 2 batteries, the charger, and the sander. So I think that plays to its benefit. It isn't, unless you're in a battery lineup already or something, but as far as just a standalone package to get a decent sander that's cordless, I recommend it. If you like this review, go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button. There may be another cordless sander coming out with a review here in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.